Big Gamer out here. How are you guys doing today? I'm super. Thanks for asking. So by popular demand, guys, I'm back talking about VR today. So that's PlayStation 4 VR, and I've noticed another game that's not really getting any attention, that's not being reviewed by a lot of the bigger sites. So I thought I would offer that service to you guys. I'll buy the game, I'll review it, and I'll give you a bit of a buyer's guide as well. So that game is Ace Banana. And that's obviously going to be a fun little downloadable game, as it is. And currently it is on 20% discount if you're a PlayStation Plus member, and 10% discount if you are not. So that basically means that you can pick up the game for kind of like 10, 12 bucks, and it makes the whole proposition a little bit more appealing. And I'll go into that now, and that is that the game is a shallow concept, and it is clearly aimed at all ages. So upon entering the game, you're treated to a little bit of backstory as why the bananas, why are you protecting the bananas, and why monkeys love bananas, all the rest of it. And you're transported to a village. And now the whole aesthetic of the game is a little bit kind of Toy Story-esque, and once you're in the game, the feeling of place, which is so essential to VR, is really good. And looking around the village, everything looks nice. This isn't a game where you can walk around freely. This is a transportation game, so much like you might have seen for the likes of Fallout 4, you're basically using the R1, you can kind of choose where to teleport to and release the button, and you're zoomed there. Now that can make you feel a little bit queasy, guys. I actually, in a lot of ways, prefer walking around in VR games. I find that after a few minutes I get used to that feeling, whereas teleporting always seems to make me feel a little bit funny. But that option is there, and it gives you different angles to kind of protect your bananas and shoot those dastardly monkeys. So this is an archery based game, quite similar to the kind of stuff you would have seen already on Oculus Rift. Now the game has a few issues. Now actually pulling the bow back and shooting the arrows isn't an issue. You can get different types of arrows based on power-ups you pick up from around the map, and these can include all sorts of pandas and frogs and shuttlecocks and toilet plungers and all sorts of stuff. And there is an element of fun to it. It's a wave-based game. Now you might be thinking Gears of War Horde but with monkeys, but it's a little bit more like Plants vs Zombies in that there are different variations of monkeys, and they'll have their own kind of attributes. Like the boxing monkey can block, the clown monkeys take 2 headshots because they've got a clown mask on, there's dancing monkeys, there's standard drone monkeys, they like to take their time and get confused over things. And you fight them in waves, like in any horde based game. But where it becomes a bit of an issue firing the bow is calibrating it. Every now and again, especially if you've teleported, you will have to hold the options button in to recalibrate the position of the bow. Now if you move your controller during teleportation, that tends to throw it off. But as long as you get used to calibrating, it's not too much of an issue. After a few waves, you're kind of treated to boss fights, which are quite hilarious, and they kind of differ up the gameplay a little bit, but you're still basically teleporting and shooting at monkeys. So there's not that much variation in the game, but I found that if you've got young ones, if you've got kids or family members, it's a very easy VR experience to get into, and it is quite visually appealing, and it's quite intuitive. And one thing that I was a bit disappointed in is I tried to use move controls of it, and I do think this is possible, but it was only recognising one of my move controls, and they're not run out of batteries, so I don't know if that has dual control support or not, or whether it just needs a patch to kind of fix it in the game, because it is early days. But as far as should you buy this game, at the moment it's on discount, and if you've got little ones or family members, I do believe you can actually get the value out of this game. I think at full price it's a bit of an ask. You don't want to be paying $15, $20 for this really, and if you are just a guy or girl in your 20s or 30s and it's just you that wants to play this, there are better uses of your money. I would go out and check out something like Until Dawn Rush of Blood. I think that's probably a better use of your money, guys. If you want me to keep reviewing these games, if you want me to keep covering VR, feel free to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll keep bringing you this content.